Hello everybody, my name is Dragon. Welcome back my channel Health Fitness 1047. Here is the episode new. Follow me.
On the morning of December 9, 2024, at the press conference for Squid Game 2 held by Netflix in Seoul, director Wang Dong-hyuk shared the content and main message of the new film. According to him, Squid Game 2 still maintains the core spirit of using simple games to evoke emotions and reflect complex social conflicts. This part will expand the voting mechanism for against, which was only mentioned lightly in Part 1, becoming the center of all games. Director Wang said that Squid Game 2 not only continues the story of the first part but also reflects the increasingly deep polarization and division in Korean and world society. He hopes that the series will make viewers realize the similarities between the world in the film and reality, thereby reflecting on society, war, and confrontation between people. The press conference attracted around 160 international journalists and influencers from 22 countries, showing the film's global appeal. 1. The voting mechanism, a metaphor for democracy and crowd control. In Part 1, the voting mechanism appeared when players were given the option to stop the game if more than half of them agreed. However, they returned because life outside was even harsher. Now, Director Wang has confirmed that this mechanism will become the backbone of Part 2. This is an interesting expansion, and at the same time a powerful metaphor for how democracy works in a controlled society, where choices are real, but all lead to tragedy. The expansion of the theme of voting between life and death can also be understood as a bitter commentary on the modern world, where every election, whether political or social, is controlled by invisible hands behind the scenes, the media, power and manipulation of public opinion. 2. Social division and polarization. Reflecting the global situation, the director emphasizes a world being divided by invisible boundaries, between nations, between people in the same country. This is a very notable point when Squid Game 2 is no longer simply a survival game with a personal metaphor, but expands to the global scale of conflicts, wars, and ideological confrontations. In the current context, from the Russia-Ukraine war, the Israel-Palestine conflict, to political polarization in the U.S., Korea or many European countries, the film is touching the right vein of the times, the loss of faith in the community, in the system, in people. 3. Squid Game. From survival game to social thesis. From the beginning, Squid Game has been praised for depicting the cruelty of capitalism through the lens of the suffering. But Season 2 seems to be even darker. Not only money but also faith, ideals, and solidarity are at stake. If Season 1 is about the despair of each individual in a cold society, then Season 2 could be the collective tragedy of an entire community when solidarity is no longer there, and each person is ready to betray others to survive. 1. International participation. Squid Game is no longer about Korea. The press conference with 160 journalists from 22 countries shows that Netflix and director Wang are no longer aiming at a Korean audience, but a global conversation. Squid Game has become a common language to talk about social injustice, the fear of being abandoned, and hopelessness in a world that seems full of opportunities. 2. Parts 2 and 3. As a dark chronicle of the 21st century, director Wang revealed that the story will span Parts 2 and 3, showing that he is building a Squid Game universe, not just for entertainment, but to reflect an era of disintegration, where people are no longer fellow humans, but opponents, enemies, and sacrifices for the cruel joy of the rich. 3. Director Wang, filmmaker turned popular philosopher. Through his statement, Wang Dong-hyuk shows that he is not only a good storyteller, but also a popular philosopher, who is not afraid to touch the wounds of the times. He does not offer a solution, but presents a broken mirror, so that viewers can see their own pieces in it. Squid Game 2 is not just a sequel to a popular series. It's a bigger, denser, darker metaphor, a game that's no longer about survival, but about measuring the fractured nature of the world we live in. And perhaps even more dangerous than the killing games is the way people have come to see betrayal and mutual exclusion as normal.